Nintendo released new information for the Nintendo Switch 2 yesterday. I think it was yesterday. A lot of people talking about it, to be honest. I've seen a lot of reports about the price of games, and it's quite crazy. I mean, they're talking about £70 for a game or something ridiculous, which it's just maddening because Nintendo's synonymous with families. So I consider it like the Disney of gaming. And I think that's really where they're probably looking over at Disney and realizing there's a premium to their product. Um, and they're going to make people pay for it. And, it's ridiculous. It's just not sustainable. Those sort of prices are ridiculous. Nintendo's games were always, expensive compared to other platforms, especially their first party games. Rarely do they go on sale. Of course, they are a premium product, but it's quite crazy. Like, just to put it into perspective before we get onto this, so effectively, I was going to talk about like the price of gaming and some other things, but I realised I haven't really watched the trailer, even though I've seen snippets, and I haven't actually watched the direct. So I thought I'm just going to sit here and watch the trailer and watch the direct. But to put it into perspective, I had the original Nintendo Switch when it first came out. Pass it on to my daughter. I've then had the white OLED. I've had the Zelda limited edition OLED. I've had the Zelda edition Switch Lite. I've had a grey Switch Lite. And I've had another Switch Lite. I can't remember if it's grey or blue now. I can't remember. But anyway. Oh, no, it's yellow. Oh, I can't remember. Effectively, I've had so many different iterations of the Switch. But inevitably, I never kept them. I've always found the analog sticks too small. I always find the graphics limiting beyond the first-party games. The first-party games were all well and good, but sometimes you complete the game and you can't bother to keep playing it. And I invested a lot in other games that I'm familiar with, like with PC gaming and things like that, like Doom and BioShock and Borderlands. I've got quite a lot of games actually on my from the eStore. But yeah, it could never. I could never sort of justify the cost though. I've got a £300 game console. It just wasn't getting used enough. And I personally think with the pricing that it's being suggested at the moment with this, it's going to be surely that's geared at that with enthusiasts. I think people that are multi-platform, I'm not sure the interest is going to be there. Of course, we get caught up in hype. That's really where the biggest problem is because even I did. Heard the cost, still thought, because you want to be there day one with things. But I've had pretty much every console day one. Xbox 360, PS3, PS4. I then got the Xbox One about a couple of weeks after I got the PS4. Because what happens is there's never enough games at launch. We've had this with every single console. People don't learn the lessons. We the pre-order expecting there to be no stock. Even if there's no stock, there'll be stock a month or so later. I think sometimes just allow the hype to dissipate personally. But we'll see how the hype goes because I like Nintendo products too. Talk about my favorite console ever, Nintendo Super Nintendo SNES. That'll always be, especially my childhood. But the amount of games that was on there, it made me absolutely love Mario Kart. So I have an affiliation with Nintendo that I absolutely love. I had a Wii U, but I never liked the Wii. So I've not been, I haven't been sort of loyal to them the whole way through. So I haven't got that level of attachment. So let's have a look then. So we're going to start with the trailer because it's the shorter part. It's 5 minutes, the trailer, and then there's a 1 hour direct. And I thought, to be honest, I really should sit and watch this. So let's have a look. Now, I'm hearing that the sticks are bigger. Well, let's hope they mention that. But of course, it won't be OLED, I wouldn't have thought, because they like to bring out a new release 2 years later or so.
The Nintendo Switch 2 system can adapt to suit your situation, however you like to play. In TV mode, use the dock to play on a bigger screen. In tabletop mode, place your system however you like using the stand, and share a controller with a friend. In handheld mode, play anywhere you go.
Literally the same as before, though.
With these 3 play modes, you can enjoy playing whenever and wherever you want. All together, anytime, anywhere. Let's take a look at some features of Nintendo Switch 2 and how it's improved from the Nintendo Switch system. At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same.
That's actually quite impressive, but I was always quite impressed with the size of the screen anyway, with the OLED. It was more the original Switch I didn't like, because it had that bezel, the bit around the screen. It was too thick. It was so unnecessary. It had this massive black bars the whole way around, but the OLED got rid of all that. So that was good, but it was the Switch Lite still had the bezels, and a lot of us personally would have loved it. We loved the and a lot of people, because I've seen people saying the similar things. They loved the compactness of the Switch Lite. It was one, complete model. It felt firmer than the Switch with the Joy-Cons. It just felt better in your hands. It was a better size, but the bezel around the outside of that Switch Lite was so annoying. If they had just made the screen fit the whole thing, the Switch Lite would have been perfect for most people. So the fact that it's bigger, of course, it's going to be heavier then. But then I think it does reach a point, like, how big do we really want to hold something in our hand?
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen. The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles. The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images.
It's not OLED.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach a controller easily by pressing the release button on the back. The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger. Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse, opening up even more ways to play in compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls, so you can also play certain games using two mice, like this. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly. Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you. Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this. In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode. Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
So yeah, what I like there, the fact it is compatible, backwards compatible, because to be honest, after the announcement of this, I went to check like Amazon, and they've dropped the price of the OLED Switch from I think £310 now 250. So they've took about £60 off, and that makes it really affordable. So you're thinking now's a good time to jump on the OLED, really get a brand new one. But I think they're saying this one's about 450, so an extra £200. But it's one of those, once you've already invested that far, you may as well go further and consider getting the latest one, because obviously you're getting better hardware. I do like the fact that it comes with more storage. I think it was always a bit poor when they said 32 gig. I'm sure it was 64 gig with the. I may have it wrong, but I think it was 64 gig with the OLED. But I think 256 is not big enough. I think they should be looking to 512. But then you've got to look at other devices. For instance, I've had a Steam Deck. I've had a ROG Ally. I love my ROG Ally. I don't really know why I got rid of it. I was just addicted to it too much, to be totally honest. I've got PC gamers. You can only do so much with your life. But when you consider the cost of that compared to the Switch, it's very similar. So yeah, I think we're expecting. I think handhelds are getting more expensive, and I think we just got to go with the times. For me, it's not the cost of the device; it's the cost of these bloody games. That's where we've got to look. Like I say, day one, I don't think we're going to see. You ain't going to see like crazy amounts of games. I wouldn't assume. But the fact that I think for people who already have a backlog of games on the Switch, it could be a great a purchase, really. Like for me personally, I have a lot of games, and it's like I could either get an OLED again, which I've already shown that I weren't that impressed with it, or I can end up getting the Switch 2, and I don't have to worry about paying the £80 for the games. If anything, I'm just getting a bigger screen, and the potential to play those games later at discounted prices potentially in the future. Who knows? Or maybe you do buy the ones you really, really want if you really, really want them. But again, it's another way to play the games. Or you can go get the old version, but sometimes you go back to old hardware, and then you really are limited by the games, aren't you? How many new games you're going to have? So didn't really see much there, did we? I don't know if it's more curved than the other version. I haven't got it like on me to see. I quite like the color. I got a bit fed up really with the red and blue. And then the all white one was just driving me nuts. So bland. For some reason, I think black's just something. It's just normal. And I think the fact they've got the just looking at the bottom right here, the image on this side, the fact that we've got like the neon lighting around there, that reminds me of the ROG Ally. That also had that's customizable. It looks stylish. I like the look of it. Right. So I did have another window ready. It was the Direct. So let's have a look at the games now. Like I am a big fan of Mario Kart. I do like Mario Kart, but I think as much as anyone likes Mario Kart, unless you're a real fanatic, it gets old. So you're not going to play Mario Kart all year round. You're going to play it in periods, aren't you? So I think if that's one of those really expensive games, you would say they're a bit mental. Straight into Mario Kart. I think.
Let's go!
It does play straight into people's fandom, doesn't it? Because I love Mario Kart, and straight away it makes you want to play it, doesn't it? 'Cause it's a new game. Most of us exhausted the last games. We've been crying for another Mario Kart. Yeah, it's a good way to start. I was going to say, just looking at that there, it looks like there's a lot more vehicles on the track, just like glimpsing. I'm guessing there's like 20, 22, 24 cut vehicles, because what I was worried about there, because it showed things split off where people could maybe take different routes, especially with the grinding mechanic. So the real problem with that is what you don't want to be doing is driving on a track and there's not many vehicles around you because everybody's gone different directions. That was my worry with that. You can give some people too much freedom, and then where's the challenge amongst each other, you know? But if there's a lot of vehicles, then of course it fixes itself, doesn't it?
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
That's cool.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
It did look like, but I don't know if it was between the stages, but it did look like there was like a pit stop. I don't know if there's a way to repair or something, because it did. I don't know if we can get back to that just quickly. I don't want to keep going backwards in time. 14. Just on the right-hand side. I'm not sure if it was on this track.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Looks like you go through it. I don't know if it's like a level up or repair.
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour.
Had it there.
Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam.
That's cool.
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends, and even take photos together at different locations. A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct, so be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2. And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
They can be quite robotic, these presenters.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
Oh, is it going to be chat? C for chat. Must be, surely.
That was me. That was you? I think. So quick. Oh, no. Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
That being rude, it just seems such a basic feature that you would just expect, everybody expected that in the first one. I think to talk like this is some revolutionary technology is quite weird in the age of gaming now. People have done online gaming for a long time. Bit strange.
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Us for an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going. It's coming. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a boat? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's so pink.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it? You guys, I just did it. Oh, I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot. Oh. Ooh. Oh, he's trying to eat me. He's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it.
Although the latency looks terrible for the video.
Yay! Okay.
You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Oh, wow. I'm like in the sky right here. I'm like, I fell. I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're on a star. That's so cute. So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
I mean, I'm not a huge multiplayer person in that sense. I'm for doing things my own way. But I'm not sure I'd want someone discussing a game that I'm not playing while I'm trying to play something else. You know, you're all playing different things. That's a bit mad. I'm not sure that really is good fun.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
Or expand another friend's game screen.
You gotta get
Picture quality's
above that
terrible.
wall that's to your left. You're almost there. It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
this is where I have to do a little wall ride.
Okay.
Wow.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay,
I think we have to try that.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay! Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Mix.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang. Oh, really? Cool.
Nice.
Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah? Okay. Sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system,
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo, Nick.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
you can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I'm way behind, guys. There you go. I bet you like that.
Can you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Oh, wow.
That looks good.
No, wait.
Good.
Go
That
left,
looks
go
good.
left. Left.
Let
You
me
fix
go a
it.
little more this way. Oh.
Using Game Chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2.
I mean, I've got to see the price of that. I bet that's
A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat. However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out. Additionally, Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. Game Share also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. Game Share can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Please take a look.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen. The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles. The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back. The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger. Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural.
I'm sure we've seen this with the trailer. I don't want to go through the whole thing again if it's the same. It's exactly the same thing. Look. Yeah, exactly the same. The cooling thing. Done all that.
Understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone, join me inside the game. There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?" The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets.
Oh,
And those magnets are inside the system. The SL attach.
So this is just a how it functions, I guess, if people are really interested in the internals. I don't really see the point of that. I'm curious about this mouse thing, because if it's just done by motion control rather than like a laser or anything, you can wonder how accurate that is.
These, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2. By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it out if you're interested.
Paid? I wouldn't pay for that.
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible. Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls. In addition, an audio jack has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
Does that cost extra?
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble,
They showed the cameras there,
and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage to hit blocks to collect the most coins, guide an RC car with your voice, go, and compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off. Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster. When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station? From minigames that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
This is focused very heavily right now on, obviously, multiplayer aspect, people playing together. But for solo people, this isn't really of much interest, is it? This isn't really a game I would be playing.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
More money.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
They're being really, really greedy right now, Nintendo, by looking at it.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
I'm not seeing anything.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Just seems cheaty.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game. We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable.
I think, look, without doing a side-by-side comparison, how the hell can we tell the difference between that version of Zelda and the original Switch version? I can't see. It didn't look like a massive upgrade, did it? Textures didn't look any better, at least from my perception.
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2. Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in Full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle. Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates. The Nintendo...
I must say though, these upgraded editions must, I reckon they're going to be about £15-20 extra. If they 30, you'd say that's mad because the pricing of these games right now. But the fact that sort of Sony on the PlayStation released like remasters of their games, like upgraded editions, and they're £10 each, that's fair. Although you think really it should be a free upgrade, but if you're going to charge money, £10, that's the limit. If these are bigger than £10, then they really are milking the franchises.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Yeah, and how much is that?
We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
You do it on purpose.
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Please take a look.
It's a bit unnecessary for a mouse. I wouldn't actually play mouse, even on my gaming PC, you know, or something like that. You use a controller. I see on the point, to be honest. It's reminding me of ARMS, when they brought ARMS out on the Switch. Now, I know a lot of people like that, and it was a good little tech demo, really, for what the Switch can do. And I know it's a fully fledged game, but I don't know if many people really bother playing it later in its cycle. And this is just giving the impression to me that they haven't got a lot of games at launch, so they come up with these little tech games just to show what it can do. Obviously, costs you money, but it's a bit of a fad. That's literally all it is. So far, all I'm seeing is that Metroid, I'm not sure what the game was, it Metroid Prime something? So far, that looked good. I don't know if that's a launch title or not. Mario Kart World, yeah, that's going to sell. That's going to sell products. The rest are upgrades. Most of them are just like an upgraded version of an existing game. So I'm just curious, is there any more exclusives? Because everybody's going to be rushing to get the console just because it's going to be hard to get, which makes it more desirable. But it's a lot of money, and the games are going to be expensive. There's no, at the moment, clear, from what I'm seeing, there's no clear pricing of what the updated versions of games are. Unless you just want to hemorrhage money, it might not make sense to get it at launch. You know, I know we all want the latest and greatest, but I'm not seeing anything saying to me that you must have it at launch. Of course, it'd be nice to have things, but they're getting greedy. Doesn't seem anything special to me, that.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm not saying on launch though. I don't know if there's much. I don't think there's.
I have long observed the lands between.
Okay, so you got Elden Ring.
This world
That's
is
pretty
in
impressive
dire
on a
need
handheld.
of repair. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
Stops becoming a kid's.
I have
game.
no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Okay, if it can handle that, that's a good start, isn't it? Because that's just showing the power behind it.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games, here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
皆さんこんにちは、カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクター。
Just immediately looking at that controller, I had to go and look, where's the D-pad? Because it's before that, maybe your eyes aren't glancing to that. You play a fighting game, you want a D-pad. Now, I haven't played fighting games for a long time, but straight away you're looking and going, yeah, the D-pad isn't there, it's buttons. And I'm pretty sure, off the top of my head, the Switch Lite had the D-pad. It's these Joy-Cons that stop you having a D-pad because they wouldn't use it separately as a buttons. So you lose features. Now, I don't know if anyone really wants to play a fighting game with freaking motion controls. It's very gimmicky. You don't want this turned into the Wii.
を収録した Years 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
So if we just rewind there before
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence.
Just to show the picture that I'm talking
カプコンの
about.
中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。
Right here. Straight away, look, we can see the buttons. That's not ideal at all because you've got no diagonals. You've got up, down, left, right, but there's no diagonals. Yeah, that I don't. Obviously, you've got the stick, but I'm not sure.
本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけのお楽しみに。
Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome! This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our
Yeah,
lives.
Ex Machina, yeah.
Don't they?
It did look good when I played the demo of the original one. It was quite good.
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm
That's
Alan Q from
interesting.
Avalanche Software.
That's interesting, but they've got no footage. We don't know what it's going to look like. Wow, okay, so this looks like Hogwarts Legacy. Maybe it's going to be an enhanced edition because apparently it had loads of load screens for the original Switch version, which really just completely took you away from the immersion of the game. So if they're doing I'm guessing this is going to be an enhanced version.
We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions,
Yep.
you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2. Captain, is that my...
What I would say there is it might not look graphically impressive, that video just then. At least it didn't because my screen's bigger, but I can't help but think you compact that down, it's going to look, it might perform really, really well. It might actually look quite great too.
It's supposed to be on! Son of a...
Yeah, this would be a good game to have on your console, handheld. I'm going to be quite frank right now, it's easy to get caught up in the hype of Nintendo, and you know, and you're thinking this would be great, it can play all these games, it's got the Nintendo exclusives, but in the back of my mind right there, as I'm looking at these games that are cross-platform, there's other handhelds, like PC handheld devices, like I said, I had the ROG Ally, I had the Steam Deck. Now, picking up a Nintendo device, you just know it's going to work out the box, and I think there's something attractive about that. But then I'm thinking in the back of my mind, let's say, for instance, you've got the Steam store on the PC, for instance, side of things. There's obviously other different stores, but let's just say that's the one everybody uses. There's sales throughout. Some of the games have been out for a while, so they're not very expensive. Let's just use Elden Ring, for instance, as an example. Let's say it's about £35. Let's say it goes on sale and it's £20, £25. I don't know. On the other handheld devices, which potentially are more powerful than the Switch 2. Let's say it releases at $59.99 or something stupid on the Switch 2. That means you being able to play a handheld, you're going to be paying a premium because it's locked behind Nintendo's eShop. That's my concern. These games may look good, but how much is it going to cost compared to these other devices when they're very similar in price for the device itself? Of course, you do have the upside of having Nintendo games available, but how much is this going to cost you overall? That's really what you've got to start thinking here while you look at this.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
James Bond. That's a sheer guess at this point. Just because it's a gun, you normally get the revolver, don't you, in the intro. Oh, it's got
it. James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition. Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles.
change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地をめぐる争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は Nintendo Switch 2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Are you going to be Rabbids again, is it? Well, you know, they keep bringing them out.
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible
Zelda
evil
vibes.
arose.
Is it Zelda?
A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
It's like an expansion or something.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
Oh, I did see this. The GameCube's
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future. Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access Game Chat. The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
Whether you're familiar
to get that controller, I think it's pretty cool. Does beg the question, though: are they going to put the price up on Nintendo Switch Online, especially that that added expansion pack?
With the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
That's not really a showpiece, is it?
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm more excited for the game itself, so I'll just play it on PC. I'm sick and tired of multi-buying everything, you know, on here. But it's pretty cool that a wide audience have access to that.
Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Ooh. That's pretty impressive because now that the Joy-Con can do the mouse feature, that's what put me off a lot with the strategy games. It's like it's too fiddly with it, with sticks and things. That does open up a lot of these games.
7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade. And we have even more news from 2K.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered map. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll. Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
I did wonder that, like, what is this game? Like, it looked interesting at first, and then it goes further on. There's no that trailer doesn't show anything. I don't understand if it's an exploration game. I don't know what that is.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
こんにちは、スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
That's impressive.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
Was it Devil May Cry?
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
No, it's definitely not that. From Software.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon-to-depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood. Will flow for one, and one alone.
Yeah, I heard there was like a From Software game exclusive. Why would they lock it to the Nintendo only device though? Why limit that? That's interesting. To only be able to play it on that device.
Saw was a brand new game by From Software. We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
Finally a new Mario game, or oh. I was hoping there'd be a sequel to Odyssey. Well, that's not clear what that is it? This steps on the toes of Mario Kart, doesn't it?
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai.
Well, they're priceless. You ain't gonna afford them.
Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
I did sort of skip forward a little bit. I've got a feeling I know what this one is, and it's one that we'd all be waiting for. It's like if you're not going to get a Mario Odyssey sequel, something else will have this. Oh look, classic. There's so much classic. Hmm, 17th of July, so it's not too far after launch, just a month after launch.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you very much.
So let's try and get a decent image. We'll leave it there. Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, watching all that, the 3 games that stick in my mind are literally Mario Kart World, and the Donkey Kong, and then the From Software game. I mean, obviously within that you've got the Metroid Prime shooter one. That's not really that much of interest to me, to be totally honest. So, like, can I talk from personal thing, can't you? I mean, it's a lot of money to be paying for. I don't think the upfront cost too high. I think was it 450, 400? I can't remember, but I think for handheld devices, that's where we're going now. I'm more concerned about the price of the games. It's like if you like a game and they're talking about potentially it being like £70 a game. I think it was a 70. I think, man, like, it'll be funny. Before there was $59.99, weren't they? When it was launching, especially Zelda. That's what they were doing, and I've always thought that was quite high. So I think to push it to 70, 75, whatever they're looking at now, it's getting a bit concerning to me. Like, how do you keep up with this? That's a lot of money to keep outlaying. So when they bring out a new Kirby game, it's in the sky, you're thinking, who can afford that? How much are you charging for that? Is it going to be £60? Like, not being funny, it's a lot of money when you can have an awful lot of value in other systems. That's my concern at the moment. So sort of when I saw the initial impressions, especially of Mario Kart World, even I was getting a bit like, well, I could look to pre-order this. But now it's like, is it worth pre-ordering? Is it worth getting that excited about when there's not that many games at launch? You know, Donkey Kong doesn't release till at least like a month later. So there's like, on launch day, you got a new Mario Kart, and okay, we've waited a long time for a Mario Kart, but I can't see what else there is to be that excited about. Then you get Donkey Kong a month later, but then after those games have faded, like the fad's worn off, yeah, you can play your existing games, but there's going to be a premium to upgrade them. It's just a lot of money to start with, isn't it? I personally think I might wait until see where it's all at by Christmas. They're going to be in stock. It's not like it's going to be out of stock forever. There might be like a lot. They might not even go out of stock. People do this all the time. They pre-order and then they panic, and you can go in the shop and buy it anyway. Yeah, I'm not that stoked, to be totally honest. A lot of it, like the first half of the whole segment, was all about multiplayer. So again, if you're like a child and you've got your friends and things, and you really want to play with your friends and have the camera on and things, that's all great. Of course it is, but it's going to come with a premium. I don't know how much that camera is, but Bell and all their other products and all their other accessories, look at £25 just for the main charger. I think their Pro controller before was £60. So how much is a camera? I don't know. I couldn't even guess. I'm guessing 60, but it could be 80. Who knows? Yeah. I think they're getting greedy, and I'm really worried about the add-ons to upgrade all the games to a Switch 2 version, and we don't even know if the enhancement's even worth it. At this point, we don't know. Like, especially if you're only playing handheld mode. Playing in handheld mode, are we going to see much of a difference? Because it's already, the pixels already like condensed. You know, I'm not that excited about the Switch 2 now, to be totally honest. I'm not sold on it. Again, it won't be good later. I'm sure the games are going to come, and it'll be some incredible games along the way. But it's all going to hinge on the price. It's not so fun playing a game knowing you've just paid £80 for it, for instance. It's like that. You better get a lot of value out of that. From my point of view, like when I'm gaming, I always think like £1 an hour is good. £2 if it's a really good game, fine. But you better get your hours out of it. Of course, you can obviously resell, but I think they're doing away with that. Even the cartridges, a lot of them they're saying now are going to have to be. There's no game on there. It's just an unlock key, so you can actually download. You can actually play the game. You have to have the cartridge, but you'll still download it anyway. So the cartridges are pointless. Yeah, I think Nintendo are getting very greedy, and I think they're going to be pushing people away because there's already devices out there that are a fraction of the cost. Yeah, anyway, that's my take on it.